Hey, this is Aaron, and today I'm with the 2021 Ford Ranger. This is in the Lariat package with the Tremor package added on. So the Tremor package is new this year. It is an off-road package added to the Ranger in various formats. This particular one is the top-end Lariat. So very pretty little truck. Looks really good with this package on, but can it perform? Let's find out. All right, if that wasn't a cheesy enough opening for you, then maybe, yeah, I don't know. I watch a lot of popular YouTube channels, and that seems to be what they do. You got to have like the edgy, catchy thing and some outlandish statement or whatever, and then, you know, the video just disappoints because whatever they said was way overblown. Whatever. Anyway, it's my best attempt at that. I'm actually not that good at it. What I need to do is consult with my 12-year-old and have him do it. There's some drama. Anyway, this is the Ford Ranger as we know it. It came out, I don't know, about 3 years ago. Beautiful little truck. I have video of that original one, the very first model year. I'll link to that below. I actually took it to this very place and ran it. It was a rainy day. I ran it through a whole bunch of mud and all kinds of fun stuff. Today it's hot and dry, so instead we're out here, but at least we got a better color. It's not that baby diaper brown. I know that color's popular. I don't know why. I think it's ugly. Okay, so what we're looking at here is the Ford Ranger in the Lariat package with the 2.3 liter EcoBoost turbo engine and the 10-speed automatic transmission. That is what powers the Ford Ranger no matter what. Added to that is this rapid red color, which is a very good color. So this rapid red color is about $400 or so. I don't have a proper Monroney for this truck, so I can't show you that. All I have is kind of a spec sheet, and then I just had to look through Ford's website and builder and try to build as close to this as I could get and see what the pricing would be. So my prices are rounding up, kind of guesstimating, because there may or may not be the same in every single market. So anyway, that's the basic of what we've got here. Then for around $5,000, you add on the Tremor package. The Tremor package adds this, some of the details you're seeing, the blackouts and those side steps. I'll show you some more of this stuff as we walk around it. It adds on some beefier tires. These are much more off-road ready, grabbing AT tires. So these all-terrains, it adds a few other things. It does not seem to add any extra skid plates. It does not add better shock absorbers, and it does not add more articulation or anything like that. So I was outside of what the tires add. I could not get this to do anything more than I did in the last Ford Ranger that I had. So the Tremor package is not, to me, adding any kind of capability. It's just adding stuff that makes it look much tougher. Now, I will admit, it looks way better with this package. This is a great looking setup. Looks really good. Some people would probably think it maybe needs a roll bar added on. I wouldn't argue with them. Maybe some lights. This also has a full bank of auxiliary switches on it. I believe that is added with the Lariat package, but it may be part of the Tremor, I'm not sure. Those switches, which are up here above the rear view mirror, they give you the opportunity to add auxiliaries like that light bar or a light bar up here or something like that. Anything you want, really. I mean, if you want a spotlight, you want something else, there you go. You've already got the switches for it. So kind of cool there. Let's have a look around the truck and let's talk some more about it. Now, of course, because I'm recording, there is some wind, and so, you know, there you go. Anyway, now what you're seeing is you're seeing the Ranger from the side. This you can see the Tremor badging over there. You can see those beefier tires I was talking about, and you can see those rails down there. Now, caveat with these rails, they look really good. To me, they are functionally useless. They add some underbody or some side body protection anyway, so they act kind of like rocker bars. But those steps are horrible. Let me show you what I'm talking about. If I open one of the doors, doesn't matter which one, and then I walk over here like I'm going to get in, this is not tall enough that I need a step. So I'm forced to use the step or smash my leg against it. Getting out is worse. So climbed up in the truck, I want to get out. I'm not going to use this step because for me it's basically useless. You'd have to be pretty short. You'd have to be under probably 5.5 feet for this step to really be needed. So when I step out, the back of my leg is smacking into that. Really annoying. So if it were me, I would try to get the rail without the steps on it, if that's possible, or just nix the whole thing and go with something else. Really not impressed with those. Those are, to me, a huge downer. Another problem this has is off-road. It is a turbocharged engine. So off-road, you have to be really careful with your foot. That's hard to do. If you've done any kind of off-roading, you know that it's very hard to keep that right foot steady because the vehicle bounces. Your foot may not follow that. Why that's important in this is because with that turbo, there's a point in the RPM range where you're going to engage that turbo and you're going to suddenly get a burst of power. That's terrible when you're off-road because that almost always means you just lost grip. The good news is this is not a rock climber, so this truck will not climb rocks. You're probably not even going to climb a really steep hill unless you get a really good run at it. So in those cases, maybe the throttle thing doesn't matter as much. But if you're running some moguls, you're bouncing through a little bit. I'll show you a video where I did that down there over some rocks. It's really difficult to hold your foot and keep the throttle in a steady position. That's a bummer because that's bread and butter off-road. So kind of a bummer there. It's also a bummer towing. My experience with this truck has been when you're towing, that same thing. You have to really pay attention to where the turbo is going to engage because you're going to do this and your trailer is going to do this. It's just how it is. So anyway, outside of those beefs and the fact that it's $5,000 for this Tremor package that really doesn't add any capability, this is still a good truck. So Ford's done a good job with this. I'm very much looking forward to the Maverick, which is going to be like the baby brother to this truck. Really looking forward to that. And I'll refer you to my Bronco Sport review. I would think that if you're in the market for a truck like this or like that Maverick, you really should also be considering that Bronco Sport. I know it's not a pickup truck. I know it's an SUV, but it is exceedingly capable for such a small little crossover little rig. It is a great little rig to drive around in, and I will be really frank, way more comfortable than this is to drive. So just kind of some options there, and they're all still in the Ford lineup. So, you know, if you're dead set on that blue oval, there you go. Damn, it's hot. So back here's the working end of the truck. I already talked about towing a little bit. I also want to point something else out, which I pointed out in the first time I had this truck and did a video, and that's the lack of any kind of damping. I mean, really? I cannot name another truck on the market that doesn't have those, at least as an option, but almost all of them it's standard. I do not understand that kind of thinking. Anyway, here's the working end. You can see the bed there. It's roughly 5 feet. So if you got an 8-foot board, it's going to stick out to about right here. That's not bad at all, actually. And a couple of things that are missing. This does not have the ability to lift the gate partially so that you can use those, but you do have about 4 feet between those wheel wells, if I remember correctly. I will change that if I did not. All in all, a fairly good working bed. I'll throw you some numbers here. Here's your towing number. Here's your payload number. I don't remember them offhand. I don't memorize stuff well. Anyway, that's kind of the working end of the truck, so that gives you an idea what's going on back here. So there we are. In case my skin's not a dead giveaway, I do not do well in direct sunlight. I have two choices. I can glow in the dark or burn. Those are my two choices. Anyway, and it is really hot out here, and I'm at about 7,000 feet in altitude, which means the sun is beating hard up here. Anyway, so that's been my take on the 2021 Ford Ranger This is specifically I wanted to talk about the Tremor package because that's really what's new this year. But this is the Ford Ranger Lariat Tremor. So nice little truck overall. I have a few beefs with it, a few things I'm not really excited about. The Tremor package adds some nice looks. It adds really good looks to this truck, but there are a couple of things that annoy me, and it is not a functional improvement in off-roading for this. So other than those tires and a little bit of lift, mostly I think because of the tires. So yeah, that's what I got. This has been Aaron. Talk to you again soon.
Subscribe.